It feels like it's been forever, but we're finally back to give you a show that you've so desperately needed. We're going to talk about performance-enhancing drugs. Would you rather have roids or cocaine? Vince McMahon steps down, and what type of clauses do you want in your quarterback's contract? This is the We Don't Know Sports podcast. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the We Don't Know Sports podcast. This is Chad the Mark with
Mr. Brown
and
Maple Canadian Biggie.
Maple. Why Maple?
I had French toast this morning and the syrup came straight out of the tree.
Wow.
Everyone tunes in to see what his name is for the week.
Now they've turned off the show. They're done. It's like a drinking game, It's just what they do. But I feel like it's been a hot minute. We had vacations going on. We had COVID make a comeback. Everybody doing okay though?
We're here, man. It's been long overdue. I was down in Florida. Then I get the Rona from Florida. So we're back. We tried to piece one together end of the week. It just didn't work out last week, but we're back on Tuesday like normal, and I'm ready to roll.
That's probably for the best. We've had the monsoons and the swamps and stuff like pretty much you brought back from Florida. The man cave's been under constant assault since you've returned, has it not?
Yeah, it's been flooding. We're getting through it, though. I got all the photos up high enough to where they're not affected. I just got to keep the floor clean.
So you're in Florida. They just play that Cisco song all the time, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The thong song?
The thong.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Is that a common thing in Florida?
Dude, everybody got thongs on.
Did you?
I was thinking about it.
Man, you just got to match the tan line.
I should have.
Just rock the Speedo.
I should have.
That's right. Banana hammocks.
I just ask because I always see these pictures of like the hot girls that are on the yacht, and then they show the guy that owns it, and it's like,
let's be honest.
Dude.
Tampa is not Miami though, but I'm sure Tampa is still better than Charleston, West Virginia.
Well, I didn't even realize till I was down there because you get curious, and I typed in Google and all that, and I'm only 3 hours from Miami. You think of Florida, and it's like eternity driving straight down.
Yeah, we're already halfway down though.
Right, but it was 3 hours from there, and I'm like, my God, let's just drive to Miami.
Do you know how far it is from Miami to Key West?
No.
If you had to guess?
2 hours.
It's like 8.
What?
Yeah, it's like a long-ass drive.
There's no way it's that long.
I don't know. That's what I heard.
You're crazy.
You want to fact check me?
I know you're wrong.
Fact check you.
I know you're wrong on that.
Facebook fact check you.
Well, we can't talk about Facebook today.
We're going to appeal it.
We appeal all the time, but you appeal to nobody.
First rule of Facebook.
I just won one, damn it, and I feel proud about
We're
it.
once again restricted by Facebook.
No, I won my appeal.
That appeal was overturned.
Yeah, we're good now.
Well, I feel like our reach still looks kind of suspect. So
they're going crazy
as soon as we
Nick
won the
Cage.
appeal, we're back to normal.
Okay.
I just assumed because I was a bully for black people and fat people that I was done for.
Did they let you repost it though?
They posted it back for me.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. And you're right. I'm way off. It's like 4 hours, by the way.
Yeah.
So either way, still a little bit of a hike.
But I did a double whammy, like I said. I attacked fat people
You
and
did.
black people.
You just, you know what? Comedy, though, it needs to be left untouched.
No, so my thing
nothing's
is
off
for real,
limits.
though. So this big old fat black bitch wants to wear this outfit, right?
Yes.
And it looks like there's football strings.
Yep.
And to me, people said she looked like a potato, which I see.
She looked
Overplayed
like
football. But my point is, they're like, it's in bad taste. Well, my point is, if you're wearing that, obviously she don't care
Yeah,
what this
like,
looks
why-
like.
She left the house in it.
Why did you put it on? She looked like, you remember the movie Deuce Bigelow?
Mel Gigolo.
Did you say steak? It was
Yeah.
like that.
I thought he was going to say like Jabba the Hutt.
No, well, I mean, you can, but now you're just being mean.
No, yeah. Clearly I'm a bully. Yeah. Lock me up.
They did. How many times do you think you've been in Facebook jail?
I made bail, damn it. It don't matter. Let's move on.
How many times do you think you've been in jail overall?
At least 5, 6.
Okay.
I don't know.
And we try not to.
Here's the
do
point,
that.
though. I want to keep pushing that limit to the point to where I know what the limit is. And sometimes I think I'm good. And then other times I'm like, are you kidding me?
It definitely is a gray area.
So I keep pushing it. And then I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. I screwed up again.
As long as it's not political, we're usually okay.
Yeah.
And nothing violent.
And you know what I did for my appeal? All I said is that I've seen similar content on Facebook and they overturned it for that.
Maybe that's the the tip.
Damn it, I got it on Facebook. Where do you think I found it at?
You shouldn't be saying that for free on the podcast. Yeah. You should be charging people to teach them how to get out of jail.
Yep.
Anyway, glad to be back with you guys. It's been a fun summer. You got to check out a Rays game while you were down there. I got to see my second Reds game in Cincinnati this past week. And it's the summer of baseball right now. We're through the All-Star break. All that stuff's good. How you feeling about your Braves? They almost caught the Mets here, or have they? It's like neck and neck.
Now we're 2 games back.
So what happened?
Well, we gave one away to the Phillies last night, but
the Phillies.
I feel really good about it. Really, I do. We got to figure out what we're going to do with Anna Anderson because he's struggling big time. Other than that, man, the emergence of Michael Harris and Spencer Strider, we're going to pass the Mets, and I think we'll win by at least 5 games in the division.
Okay, Biggie, how you feel about your Mariners after their historic run there? How big did that win streak get?
14 games.
That's pretty good.
Coming out of the All-Star break, 3 with the Astros, no J-Rod, which kind of gives the whole team a little bit of a different vibe. Got swept. It wasn't like they got killed. They just couldn't hit one yesterday. But it's kind of where it was. They went 22-3 and picked up 2 games, or was it 3 games on the Astros over that stretch because they're playing great. They're playing for a wild card just like they were before. But I feel really good about them getting in a wild card spot.
I told Biggie this earlier this week. I was like, dude, we all picked the Mariners. They were the darling pick for the division. We felt like the Astros would fall off, and the Astros, be honest, the Yankees came out hot as they did, and the Astros have proven when they play head-to-head that they might be the better team than the Yankees, and they've shown that. Now the Dodgers actually have a better record than the Yankees. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yep.
But your Mariners, man, they're surging. Like I told you, you're a Patriots fan. Not much to look forward to anymore, and you've had enough to look forward to. But at least that's going to get you through the summer.
It gets me to the Mac attack. I'll say this. Hey, he's looking good this year. Well, that's a whole other conversation. The thing that sucks about the Astros owning the Mariners year after year now is that I really, really like Dusty Baker, so it's hard to hate the Astros even though I hate the Astros.
Perfect hire. Perfect hire for the Astros.
Yeah.
Just like I hate to say it for the Mets, Buck Showalter was also a perfect hire.
Sometimes it just fits. It is what it is. But you bring up your boy Mac Jones here. So let's make a little transition because we saw something. I think Mr. Brown said he thought was fake news. Where's the Facebook assault on that? Kyler Murray signs this huge extension. And you remember,
all guaranteed.
Yeah, but there's a little caveat. There's a clause in the contract. Do you remember what it said?
He has to spend 4 hours per week outside of the facility doing independent film study.
So my big question is, how do you even validate that?
Well, other than validate it, was it like Kyler said
working from home?
They wanted 6. Do they put it on an iPad and they track his 4 hours? He turns the film on, clicks it, and goes and plays Call of Duty for 4 hours?
I mean, is there going to be another Jamarcus Russell where they're like tricking him with blank tapes?
Yeah.
How do you validate this?
It's going to be like a Zoom meeting, and he's going to have like a green screen set up to make it look like he's there. It's going to be like when Homer Simpson had to work from home, and it's just that little device kept tapping the enter button. Yeah. It's he's working hard. No, he's playing Call of Duty.
So I guess my point is with this whole fiasco is what made them put that in the contract? Is that obviously something he needs to work on?
Yeah,
I mean is there something going on we don't know about?
It makes you wonder, and when we talk about Kyler Murray, he always starts real fast, and then as the year goes on, he really mellows out, and you're like, he's not as explosive or exciting. Maybe he's getting banged up. Maybe it's once people have seen how the Cardinals are playing and they figure out what their strategies are, then they got him figured out.
I mean,
so
maybe they're drilling down on that muscle midget memory.
Hey, don't say midget.
Who just said midget and they got in trouble?
Little people.
Little people.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So my question.
I'm short, so I can say midget.
Go ahead, Biggie. You were going to say something.
Well, I was just going to ask you guys. So when that comes out, do you think that it means that he is lackadaisical, doesn't care about being great, or that he's dumb? Because that's what I heard today. Some people were saying he's dumb.
What did he score on the Wonderlic?
I'm guessing it was otherworldly.
He spelled his name right, damn it.
He's not Andrew Luck smart, but
he's not writing dearest mother letters.
So you all carry on the conversation. I'm going to look up his Wonderlic score.
The greatest Twitter account in the history of Twitter was Captain Andrew Luck. I wish I had some of those tweets.
And then Fitzmagic tried to emulate it after Luck left, but it wasn't the same. But
Well, the
oh no, here's the bad news. Drum roll.
the headline says Kyler Murray scored the lowest on the NFL Drafts Intelligence Test.
Wow. And does he also have small hands?
He
can't see over the line.
It's a 50-question exam that only lasts 12 minutes. Let's see. Does it give the actual score? I don't have like a way to judge this. I guess a 50 is perfect. Ryan Finley got a 43. Gardner Minshew a 42. Daniel Jones a 37. And Kyler Murray got a 20.
Well, and I got it.
So 20 out of 50.
He got a 20, but the names you mentioned ahead of him's not actually endorsing ringing names. So maybe you can be a dumbass and still throw a football.
Maybe. But, I mean, that wasn't exactly a lightning quarterback class either that year. Trace McSorley, Will Greer, Jarrett Stidham, Drew Lock, Tyree, all of them, Dwayne Haskins, all of them scored higher.
Yeah.
So my question is, before we get lost in the weeds on how dumb Kyler Murray might be, you can think of Mac Jones or Derek Carr or anybody for this matter. What weird clause would you put in the contract for your other quarterbacks or any NFL players out there? So like, does Tyreek Hill have a clause that he has to compliment Tua like ad nauseum just to make him seem like he's the GOAT?
So Tyreek Hill's clause is that since Tua is the most accurate passer in the NFL, supposedly, when he speaks of Tua, he must be as though he's speaking of Tom Brady.
Yeah, so I think that's the clause. Like he has to say Tua is the most accurate passer in the NFL. And that's it. Like, look, we're going to bring you to Miami, and we're going to sign this extension. But here's what you got to do for us.
So what would Aaron Rodgers' clause in his contract be?
That you have to look like Nicolas Cage.
Because
it's Cameron Poe.
Cameron Poe from Con Air. My bad.
He went from John Wick to Cameron Poe. He's got a kind of a trend going.
He just looked like a dirty son of a bitch.
He's going to get kicked out of an Applebee's later.
Clause.
Or it could just be sign a contract so expensive that you can't have any weapons now.
Oh,
That's
there you
your
go.
clause. We know what Devontae Adams' clause was. It's similar to Tyreek Hill's. You just have to say that Derek Carr is the greatest quarterback who's ever lived.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we need to skip over the receivers because they're all batshit crazy. We clearly know this. Let's focus on the quarterbacks in the league.
Joe Burrows is to have an appendectomy in the offseason, not during the season, which is happening right now. Please recover, Joe. We love you.
That's a real thing.
Yes, in the next 24 to 48 hours, he's getting his appendix removed.
Not even wait until March Madness.
No, just do it now.
Wow,
Do it now.
Mac Jones is to remember pliability and to always go by the TB12 cookbook.
Where's our boy Cam Newton at? What would his be?
Cam Newton, well, Jameis Winston's is to eat W's instead of crab legs. Cam
Abstain
Newton's
from crab legs. He can't have them.
God, what would Cam Newton?
I feel like Cam Newton's obviously in this last go around with Carolina was you have to refrain from dressing like Medea because we've had enough clown sideshows lately.
You can only shop at Ross Dress for less twice a year.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what his clause is.
Yeah.
All right. What about
What about Baker?
Baker?
When they traded for Baker.
Oh,
So you're the Panthers. You just bring in Baker Mayfield, and you have to sign some type of clause there. Is it just not to make any more progressive commercials?
well, I was just going to bring up the same thing. Now you're doing commercials here. Remember the pregame last year? They had the big panther that was fake in the stadium. Now
it was
you're
like
doing
jumping around
commercials
and
with
shit.
that panther.
Oh, wow.
You don't get to have who's quarterback for the New York Jets?
Well, it's
Wilson. Zach Wilson.
He should really have the panther.
He needs the fucking clause.
Cougar.
Excuse my language.
Cougar.
You can bleep that out. But my point is, Zach Wilson's clause is that he stays away from all front office wives and the whole team because no one feels safe in training camp.
That explains why it was such a hot news item, because he was clearly violating some of his contract language there. He's getting a little frisky with the front office women, so you never know.
Dude, that's like next level. Next level. We thought Wilson's mom was the crazy one.
No. The apple don't fall far from the tree.
And now we see where it comes from. Zach Wilson's a baller. He's just not on the field. You know?
So you're Russell Wilson. You're now in Denver. What's your clause?
Stay away from the weed. What do you do?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's too easy.
I don't know what his is.
What made me think of that was that one picture of him with the cornrows, and it's like he's the new cop.
I would
Can I
like
have
to
one
buy
drug, please?
I would like
now
to buy
he's in
one
Denver.
drug, sir.
Yes.
You don't have to like to buy drugs.
So
It's
no,
just here readily available.
Denver's clause is they tell Russ he can't have cornrows.
Okay.
That's what it is. No cornrows for you, Russ. So we'll put it up on the page and we'll ask people what they think the best clauses in the NFL contracts could be. Over under how many comments before somebody mentions Antonio Brown?
Oh, I'm giving it about 12 comments.
I was going to say 10, so we're right there in the same ballpark. What would your clause be if you were signed to an NFL team right now, Biggie?
My clause would be that I had to lay off the sauce until the pregame meal, and then I could have whatever I wanted because it made me play better.
I would just say that you have to say, don't you know, after everything.
Ain't no one going to ask what Derek Carr's clause is.
What
Don't
is
you
Derek
know?
Carr's?
So my clause clearly with Derek Carr would be no more trips to Joe Osteen's church. I know you love Christ, but you got to stay out of that church because plumbers are finding money in the wall. Get out of there, Derek. It's not right.
Hey, just remember, Mattress Mac is loved in Houston more than Joel Osteen.
Get out of there, Derek. I know Daryl Strawberry's with you, but get out of there.
Well, speaking of clauses and contracts, one thing that probably wasn't covered back in the day was in Major League Baseball. Did Jose Canseco or Daryl Strawberry have any clauses in their contracts that you're aware of?
Just be on the field and don't fall asleep, apparently. I don't know.
We recently had something that did pretty good on the social media platforms. What was the eloquence behind the statement about the two that we're talking about?
No, you had Jose, who had a clear 40-40 season on steroids.
Juice to the gills,
Yeah,
40-40
the
guy.
Bash brothers, him and McGuire on the A's, and you had Strawberry. You know, on the everybody who's seen the Once Upon a Time in Queens had 39 and 36, and he was coked to the gills and banging hookers in between innings. So, which one's more impressive?
Which career would you rather have?
Well, I'm going Daryl Strawberry.
It's just more fun.
I did everything but play baseball.
Daryl Strawberry wouldn't pick Daryl Strawberry's career now, but that's beside the point. So you're telling me you can take some steroids, be juiced, you're just doing a little bit better. Maybe cocaine is like what people ought to be taking because it just makes you incredibly focused right now.
Cocaine is street Adderall.
Right back in the day.
and that's why I'm not buying the whole steroid BS, because all it does is help you heal from injuries quicker than you should. It don't make you hit the ball any better. You still got to have the hand-eye. Steroids not going to make you see the ball better.
Does cocaine make you faster, though?
Clearly, it's going to make you faster. Yes.
I mean, Strawberry's numbers when he wasn't on the coke isn't as good as when he was, is it?
We don't know that.
I think you can see a transition, maybe.
That's because he got older.
No, you say that. You age really quick when you're on the
Father Time took
the
over
dust.
there.
I'm just saying, I feel like Jose probably been the same guy whether he took roids or not. That's just my opinion.
No, you're probably right. And Strawberry probably would have been better if not coked out of his mind and having hookers.
So, yeah, the clear winner is Jose then, if we're talking about career longevity.
I don't know. I mean,
Dude, Jose hit like 460-something home runs, didn't he?
Yeah.
Strawberry he was a rocket. I mean, it was a few years of just phenomenon, and then it was just, he got old quick.
Well,
He
I
went to the
remember
Dodgers
him.
was amazing there for a minute, and then he went to the Yankees.
Won a World Series with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him on the Yankees and just being like, oh, this guy was good.
He was
Yep.
a role player. He was a role player with the Yankees. My first memory of Strawberry, because I wasn't really following baseball clearly in '86 with the Mets, was when in 1991 with the Braves, because the Braves were in the Western Division back then. It was Braves and Dodgers, and we both had over 100 wins. And Strawberry was the guy with Lasorda on the Dodgers, man. So he was still rolling in the early
Yep.
90s, but after that, he was done.
Yep. Yeah, my memories of him are mainly as a Dodger because that was when you were, 9, 10, 11.
I mean, sweet swing, not like Will Clark's sweet swing, but just something about a lefty swing, man. Like it was effortless for him.
Yep.
Now he's hanging out with Derek Carr.
And yeah, and preaching all over the world. And he was
or just Texas.
He was preaching in about an hour from here, near Logan.
Yeah.
Last month.
Yeah, what was up with that? Like he's just randomly going to hop into Appalachia.
Well, so I'm kind of ticked with Daryl right now because if you're truly a man of Christ, and I messaged you, and I was like, dude, you're an hour from my house. You know, I'd like to come in there and check it out. And he just ignored me.
Don't shame him.
I'm just saying.
You should have asked Ed for some help.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something. But yeah, would you have made the trip?
I would have made the trip if he didn't acknowledge I was a human being.
Just at least respond.
Yeah.
I'm
part of this universe too, Daryl.
All these other baseball players will talk to you, but not Daryl Straw.
Who's the messenger of Christ? He won't even talk to me.
I'll open my walls for you.
Yeah, can I dig out the walls behind your turlet, Daryl?
We don't often cover religion in this, but Mr. Brown's a little salty over
I am
him
salty.
ghosting him.
I am salty. Don't sit here and act like you this and that on social media and not even speak to people.
Yeah. I see this as a sensitive subject.
I
now.
give you the
This
shirt
was-
off my back, Daryl.
Therapeutic session here.
It might be. Maybe we need to reach out again. Maybe we.
So hell yeah, I take Jose. At least Jose is what he says he is.
Did you ever see the Jose Mark McGuire Netflix?
I tried, man. It was god awful. I'm sorry.
I could handle about 5 minutes of it.
It was bad. It was bad.
Is Danny McBride in that? Eastbound
And down.
I don't remember. I know it was what's his name from Sandler's boy. What's his name?
Which one?
From That's My Boy.
Oh, Andy Samberg.
Yeah, he was in there.
Yeah, so I think it was Samberg and Danny McBride.
Maybe.
And all I remember about it is, my name is Jose, and then it would just fade out.
Oh,
It
it
was
was
just
so bad.
nonsense.
It was so bad.
Biggie, do you have any idea what we're talking about?
No, I do not.
Guys,
Don't ever figure it out.
do yourself a favor right now. Get to Netflix and go watch The Bash Brothers. It's the greatest thing you'll ever see, ever, anywhere. Really quickly, I just wanted to hit on this because we've been talking a little bit of baseball off mic and things like that. And we were talking about like WAR, and I know WAR is not the end-all, be-all, but generally speaking, if you're like a 60 WAR, 65, you're borderline Hall of Famer. That's kind of what we were saying, right?
Yeah, I think it's 60 to 70 range.
Right, so we were saying-
Start talking about it.
So Harold Baines at a 38, that's why we get pissed off because he doesn't belong in there.
Yeah. Lowers the bar for sure.
Right, and like Kurt Schilling is a, what'd you say?
80.
An 80.
79.5.
So I'll round up to 80, damn it.
Yeah.
And he's not in. So, we were talking about, Fred McGriff as a guy that gets a lot of conversation around it. But
Del Murphy.
Del Murphy, but those are guys that WAR's a little low. Who's the guy you just looked up? What was the WAR number that you gave before we say his name? The guy we were really
It's
going
75.
He was what?
No, there's two of them. That's the other one. We have two. Yeah. So,
I'm thinking of Sweet Lou.
yeah. 60.59 time All-Star.
All right, so he's 9-time All-Star. How many Silver Sluggers?
5.
5.
Over 500 home runs.
Over 500. So 500 home runs used to be the magic number to get in, right?
Yeah, 2,700 hits. And this is a power hitter.
What's his average?
292.
292. Was he? I don't know. Did he cheat? Did he?
World Series champion?
Oh, he's got a ring too.
Yeah.
So who is this guy?
Mr. Gary Sheffield.
Why is nobody talking about Gary Sheffield getting snubbed?
One of the most violent swings in the game ever. Like when a pitcher sees him on deck, they don't want no part of that.
Like we were just looking at Vlad a minute ago, who's got great numbers and his
Sheffield's got a higher WAR than Vlad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's got more home runs.
More home
too.
runs. More hits.
And he's not in.
Yeah.
He played the field.
Yeah, and the thing is I get it. Like, he was under the cloud, but so was Pudge. So was Poppy. Poppy actually got more proof than anybody
He
else.
failed a test.
Yeah, so you got Pudge, Piazza, all in the cloud. Sheffield's similar to those guys.
So is Sheffield an asshole?
Oh, we knew he was an asshole.
I mean, is he that much of one where the writers just don't want to put him in?
I mean, I don't know if he was that big of an asshole. I mean, maybe he's like a justice and got pissed because they charged for coke in the clubhouse. I don't know. I mean, but like Sheffield should be a Hall of Famer.
Who was the other name you had?
Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou.
His WAR is 75.
75. That's clearly above the mark that we look at.
What you got, Biggie?
Well, I was just going to say for Sheffield, you always look at guys in one of their best 5 or 6 years, but he had a stretch here where he bounced around between different teams. So he did this against different pitchers. 300, 34 homers, 325, 43 homers, 311, 36 homers, 307, 25 homers, which is that year, 330, 39 homers, 290, 36 homers, 290, 34 homers.
So he's a model of consistency.
I mean, just there's no ebb and peak. He's not like a guy who was on roids like a Brady Anderson who all of a sudden hit 50 home runs in a year. The fact that he doesn't get talked about more is just a shame because 500 home runs, 3,000 hits, 300 wins. So he used to be sure-ins for the Hall of Fame.
He's a 3, 4, or 5 hitter every year of his damn career.
Yep.
That's really how it feels.
All right, so let's jump back to Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou.
75 WAR, Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Star, 1984 World Series champion. Okay. This was, let me mind you here, this is when second basemen were like,
You're not power hitting.
yeah, 244 home runs, 276 career batting average, 2,400 hits, but he averaged 17 and 73 over 19 years. And one of the best double play combos with him and Alan Trammell the game has ever seen.
So so when you're playing a position like that, how you play in the field is a lot of what goes into that.
Right. To put it in perspective, okay, his 244 home runs, Ryan Sandberg only had 282.
And you think of Ryan Sandberg as
like
a power.
He's like a Mount Rushmore of second baseman to a lot of people.
Think about that.
Well, this has been your disgruntled Hall of Fame ballot segment of the show. So maybe
Hey, Sweet Lou wasn't a power hitter. But here's the thing. Let's take it a step further. Roberto Alomar,
okay.
67 WAR,
All right.
2,700 hits, batted 300, but he only had 210 home runs. And he spit on an umpire.
He did. He did spit on an
So
umpire.
you can make an argument that Sweet Lou has a better case than Roberto Alomar.
Although we've all wanted to spit on an umpire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just Angel.
Yeah.
He was a part of that 84 Tigers team that started 35-5. Sparky running the ship. I just think that
Sometimes that also helps your resume.
that
Like when you're part of an iconic team. So going back to Sheffield, was he not on the Indians World Series team?
no, he was
not?
on the
Indians didn't win
97
the World
Marlins.
Series.
No, but they went to the World Series.
No, he wasn't on that. 95,
wasn't on that
no.
one?
Absolutely
Okay.
not. Or 97. He was on the Marlins.
He was on the Marlins when they won it.
Yeah.
I remember that. That damn Marlins team was stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built it. Great team. They
built it
tore
around
it down
Jeff
right
Conine,
after.
baby.
Edgar Renteria, I believe.
Craig Counsell was on that team.
Jeff Conine.
Jeff Conine. Let's see. You got a Devin White in there. You got a Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah,
Sheffield.
it was nice.
Kevin
Was that
Brown.
Jim Leland at the controls
Jim
there?
Leland.
Jim Leland.
So, yeah, I mean, this opens a lot of eyes, man. Like, to me, let's do an overhaul in the voting because, my God, you can clearly put Sweet Lou and Alomar together, and it's clear on paper.
Well, maybe we'll come back next week and let's see if we can just bitch about another guy who's been left off.
Well, I'm sure we can find
We
one.
can just let's do that for the rest of summer. Let's find one a week
Yeah.
and just railroad.
Make his case for him.
Yes, we'll make the case here. And
Well, we made 2 today.
we did, so we got to slow down. We got to space it out.
Sheffield and Sweet Lou.
All right, put them in, damn it. They're locks. I know sometimes people don't get super excited about talking wrestling, but, SummerSlam's coming up. Not a lot going on other than baseball right now. NFL training camps, all that stuff starting to take shape. But WWE stayed in the news all summer because Vince McMahon found himself in a little bit of hot water. And the world of professional wrestling since I've been alive is now completely different because Vince is no longer running. He is no longer associated. He has stepped down, resigned from World Wrestling Entertainment. How does that make you feel, man? Do you feel old? Do you just feel weird about it? Like, he's gone. Vince basically looked in the mirror and said, I'm fired.
I'll know how to feel about it after SummerSlam because this could just be a ploy.
I mean, you never know. In wrestling, anything's on the table.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, is it real? I guess is my first impression. And secondly, I'm not a big wrestling head like you two are now still currently because I feel like the product has really tailed off and the creative has been god-awful. So all I'm saying is I pray to God that he is done because they've got to make a change. The storylines have been god-awful. They've had characters that they could develop. They've chose not to, and that's why the AEW is doing what it's doing, because the WWE has let them in the door.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much just picking up the pieces of where they kind of mess up, and they haven't done great with it, but at least you got another viable option. That being said, Vince, he's 77. Some people say he's out of touch a little bit. Vince is the kind of guy that you could have a whole storyline written out for the show, and it's Monday Night Raw, and it's going live in 5, 4, wait a minute, give me the script. And they just destroy it all and start over because he just doesn't like the way it is. So, do you know who's in charge of creative now?
Is it Hunter's got all of it, right?
So Stephanie is the CEO along with this guy named Nick Khan. But Trips is responsible for all of creative.
Yep.
This is a guy that months ago was kind of out the door.
That's the biggest twist and turn of this is what that he had when the headline came out that he was reinstated as executive of talent. It was weird because they completely phased him out. They were going to go a completely different direction until now.
Yep.
So what do you mean? He's still married to Stephanie. So how are they phasing him out? How does that sit well at Thanksgiving dinner?
So to back up a little bit, so Triple H was responsible for NXT. So you mentioned AEW. Most of the talent AEW is making a living off of now came from NXT because Triple H was building the stars of tomorrow. And then when they'd come out of NXT and go to the main roster, they just dropped it. They didn't know what to do with it because they just keep doing their residual storylines. Yep. And WWE does this thing called 50-50 booking. So me and Biggie are going to have a match. If he beats me this week, I get to beat him next week. And then he'll beat me the following week, then I get to beat him again. So, how do you establish a star if everybody beats each other all the time?
So there's no Goldbergs.
There's no Goldbergs. There's no Steve Austins. There's no, you're not getting any of that. You're all on equal footing. Seth Rollins, you know who Seth Rollins is, right? He's lost more matches than anybody in all of WWE this year. And he could win the title tomorrow and nobody'd think twice about it. Because their booking is horrendous. It's so stupid. It's supposed to make you think it's real, not be complete horseshit. But anyway, they had a meeting, I guess, Friday or Monday, and Triple H is telling everybody how things are going to be different. They say morale's at an all-time high. People feel like they're not walking on eggshells, that they can have their input, and they're going to do some more things. I guess they're changing their TV rating back to TV 14.
I heard the rumors of that.
Yeah, my favorite story out of the whole week, though, was Brock Lesnar walked out of SmackDown. He didn't want anything to do with it. He's like,
Is that real? Is that real?
Yeah.
Allegedly
Vince is
it
done.
was.
I'm done.
But he came back. He's
already back.
He came back that night and did his job. So the story goes is he did split because he's a hothead, and that's how he is. And then he calmed down, and he came back, and he did the business like he should because he's got a contract. Show up and do your job.
He's a professional.
But
so he's working out his contract now.
I mean, we don't know. He was loyal to Vince. A lot of people were. And so Vince McMahon is in trouble. Do you know the specific thing that he did?
Only from you, Chad. I just know he used company funds to buy hookers and whatnot.
$16 million worth. Yeah.
Over several years.
Yeah.
So this was like Wolves of Wall Street. Remember his dad came in? Remember that?
It's exactly what it
But
said.
they were classy hookers, whatever he
That's
said.
So
for sides, Jordan. Remember that?
They're just sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
We got
That's Vince McMahon right now.
We got a lot of sides.
Yeah. We got all the sides.
All the sides.
Clearly Vince did as well.
So the problem isn't necessarily having a non-disclosure agreement and paying these girls off. But when you use company money from a publicly traded company and you don't notify any of your board of directors or your financial statements that's what you use this money for, the SEC gets a little pissy about it, So that's ultimately why he's gone. So if Vince McMahon would have never taken it public, this shit would have never happened. Just remember that, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I was going to say. When did they go public? They went public under his leadership, correct?
In 2001 or something.
What's funny about that, 2001, they go public.
I remember that now.
The end of the Attitude Era, they go clean. It's like all PG, where you just said they went to TV 14.
So that's why they went clean.
Do you know why they did? Other than that, his wife Linda was making a run in New York as a political. So they come back to this. He ends up getting burned in the long run for the company going clean to do something for his wife while he's banging chicks on the side using company funds.
Not just him. Like John Laurinaitis was in there. Like he's for more than just himself.
Yeah,
I see him throwing lobsters at the SEC and cash and be like, I make more money than you this month than you do in a whole year.
He just walks in with the strut.
Yeah.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna miss Vince. But after seeing him take the stunner at WrestleMania this year,
time, right?
It's time. But my prediction though, and then Biggie, I'll let you go on here. But my prediction is that Vince McMahon will not live another 5 years on this earth. He's a workaholic, and you took it away from him.
What does he do now?
I think he's just going to die.
It's funny you would say that. It's exactly where I was going to go. You look at Vince McMahon, 77 years old. He looks better than any of us. Guy's in top physical shape. He's all over the place. He's different events, working behind the scenes. What does a guy like that do when he's got nothing left to do?
So we're all in agreement that he dies before age 82. So my question is, does he make a WrestleMania appearance between now and 82?
No. I think he gets blacklisted.
So he's done.
I think so.
Worse than Hogan.
I think he gets the Hogan.
Well, he's getting the Hogan.
Yeah.
And Vince is the only guy that was going to bring Hogan back, so you're never going to see Hogan again.
Yeah.
Like that ship's done sailed.
Yep.
The one thing I will say, a lot of people came out on social media and they said good, bad, or indifferent. You wouldn't have wrestling what it is today without Vince McMahon. And that means even like going through the 90s and all that, because you got to remember, he's the one that broke the mold and went and bought up all them territories that his dad was rolling over in his grave about, because that's not how you do business. You're going to make enemies. They thought they were going to kill him one day because he was doing all that.
All he did was make a monopoly.
He did. He built something huge that
empire.
Even Ted Turner couldn't take him down.
Yeah.
He said that before in an interview. If his dad would have known what his plan was for the company.
He never sold him the company.
Yep.
He retired Ted Turner back in Montana, and he was grazing the buffalo burgers.
Visionary.
He couldn't hang with Vince.
Showman. I don't know. I have a lot of admiration for what he did with his vision and how hard he went after it, however it may end for him.
So my question is, especially for you, Mr. Brown, Biggie, I'm curious for you as well, but him not being in charge, does it give you any inclination to maybe scan in one day and just see what things are? Are you going to maybe look at SummerSlam, or it's just, you know what, wrestling's just not for me anymore?
All right, so what I had done even after I quit watching wrestling, there was 2 shows I'd watch.
Royal Rumble and WrestleMania?
Correct.
Those are good ones.
So I'll probably when's WrestleMania? Is it over?
That's April.
Yeah.
All right, so
You got SummerSlam coming up.
I won't watch SummerSlam. I'll turn into the Royal Rumble, probably, and I want to see what I think, and then I'll go from there.
There you go. Because if the Rumble's good, then it makes you lean into WrestleMania one way or the other.
I'm willing now because I haven't watched. I'm going to be honest. That was something that I would watch, not like bring friends over or nothing, but I would watch it like secretly.
Oh, yeah.
And those 2 events. Because Royal Rumble's cool because it counts down there like, who's coming out? Oh, it's the Boogeyman.
Yeah, I think we watched it this year, though.
Yeah.
I think we watched it together.
So,
we were all, like, disappointed. It was just not good.
I'll watch that and WrestleMania, and I'll do that, but I want to see how it goes. And then up until that point, I'll just take your all's word for it. I'm not going to believe it until I see it.
So before Biggie goes, I don't watch WWE very regularly at all. Like, I more or less will kind of see the oh, wait a minute. West Virginia wins the TBT.
Okay.
Or they win their game. They beat Hurrdat. Mr. Brown's dying. He got so excited. But, yeah, I might watch it like once a month. Like it's really rare that I might tune in to Raw or Smack. Like I never watch SmackDown. Like Friday night, I ain't got time for that. I watch AEW probably maybe once or twice a month, but I more or less just keep up on the dirt sheets and just read. Like it's more of the soap opera shit I enjoy.
Yeah.
Like let's read the rumors.
Behind the scenes, the business stuff. I watch more AEW probably once or twice a month. I'll catch them on Wednesday night. I enjoy their pay-per-views. I really like how they've kind of amped it up and what they've been doing with the cage and off the top and the blood. I'm going to watch SummerSlam this year for the first time in many years. I watch WrestleMania every year. Even when I wasn't in wrestling, I still watch WrestleMania. Royal Rumble, I also appreciate it. Where they're going to change the TV rating, I think they'll try and make a splash at that event. So I'm interested to watch SummerSlam and see what I see with Hunter and Stephanie at the controls.
I'm just curious if they're going to get rid of the ban on words you can't say. Like you can't call it belt or strap. You have to call it championship. You can't call it title.
Yeah.
You can't call it any of that stuff. But the one thing I'm looking forward to see if this happens or not, there is a wrestler in NXT right now that will be the next big thing. Sorry, Brock. But it's a guy named Braun Breaker. Do you know who that is?
I do not.
So Braun Breaker is Rick Steiner's son. Why in the hell aren't you calling him Steiner?
Yeah.
Like
Capitalize on the name recognition.
Yes, like they'll acknowledge that it's his son, but why do you call his name Braun Breaker? Like it's so stupid.
Yeah.
So stupid. Just call him Braun Steiner. I don't know what his first name is, but the dude's a stud.
You got to honor those legacies, man.
Right. Like why? Like you don't. Randy Orton is called Randy Orton because of Cowboy Bob Orton. You know, it's the way it goes.
Yep.
I mean, Charlotte Flair is Charlotte Flair. They try calling her Charlotte, but then they're like, we can call her both. It's
Yep.
woo. It's
Even in her theme song.
Yes, you got to acknowledge that stuff. And, I don't know.
The biggest thing I'm interested in what they do in WWE is that when we grew up, all the characters had their own control for the most part, did their own promos, that kind of thing. It became to where it was so orchestrated, like you were just saying earlier, Vince, tear it up. It's what he wanted out of every person. They were all robots. Triple H comes in, we'll give you guys, morale's high, blah, blah, blah. They give them more character control. I'm interested to see if there's somebody who stands out.
Well, their stock price went up this week. That's why they announced Vince retiring or resigning on Friday, so that like everything calms down over the weekend, and then come today being a Tuesday night, their stock price is back up.
That's how you work big business.
All right, well, I think that's enough show for this week. We'll be back hopefully next week. Nobody's getting COVID. You're not on vacation, are you, Biggie?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Where are you
well,
going?
not really a vacation for me. I'm going to North Dakota.
Oh, when you leaving?
Thursday morning.
Okay, when you coming back?
August 8th.
That's man, are you excited about the price of gas for that trip?
Oh God, no! I'm dreading it.
You might as well fly for as much as it's going to cost.
I tried finding that guy online who said your vehicle could run on water, but apparently he mysteriously died in a car crash.
Yeah, that's not real.
It is real. It's real. If it's on the internet, doesn't lie.
It must be true.
You can't put it on the internet if it's not true. All right. Well, don't forget to check out our other aspects on social media. Mr. Brown's got his America's Pastime for the Love of Baseball. You got any good autograph signings or giveaways coming up?
I do, but I can't tell you who it's going to be.
But you can tell everybody when to tune in.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
There you go. Eastern Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another edition of the We Don't Know Sports Podcast. Thanks for letting us invade your eardrums. We will see you next week, -1 Canadian Biggie. Have a wonderful weekend, and bye-bye.